Better. Right, hello, good evening everyone, and I hope you can hear me. Welcome to Eyes Up Mother Brown, a European special in a number of different ways. Basically, I was due to be joined by Rio this evening. Unfortunately, he's had his assets frozen or something at work. Hopefully he'll be joining us a little bit later on, but you're now going to be watching the car crash, which would be me, no, trying to keep this thing going all on my own. So anyway, I think the first thing we should do really is have a look at the teams. And teams came out about an hour ago, and as my computer freezes, it's already started well. Here we go. So Sevilla line up as follows. Taking some time out of U2 in goal, they've got Bono. Then they have Navas, Goodell. No idea how to pronounce that. Kunde, Akruna, Jordan, Rakitic, Torres, JM Corona, and Enesri and Ocampos. I'm going to have fun with those this evening, aren't I? And for West Ham United, and on more familiar territory pronunciation-wise. In goal, as is standard for the European matches, we have Areola. Then we have Johnson, Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell. Souček, recovering from illness, Declan Rice, who obviously skipped the side. Lanzini, Fornals, Antonio and Vlasic. And on the bench this evening, and it's a long bench, we have Fabianski, Noble, Benrahma, Diop, Fredericks, Masuaku, Kral, Randolph, Alese, and then the youth end of the bench, Chesters, Potts and Perkins. And tonight's referee is Sandro Scherer. So welcome. Those are the teams, and let's see if anybody's actually joined me at the moment, or am I talking to myself into the ether because it's a little bit too early for people to have got home. I'll have a look now, and and at present, I don't think there's anyone here, so I'll wrap it on as if there were, and as soon as people join, if you could please join in on the screen, I'd be grateful. This is going to try and be a bit interactive between me and the YouTube population. So at the moment, it says doesn't seem to be anyone around. I'll just sit there and I'll wait until somebody pings up and wave. So, but in the meantime, what's that? Right. Cheers. Right. Just sort of getting this up and running. Right. Okay. It seems I have 6 viewers at the moment. So welcome along, guys and gals, and whatever. Please make yourself known on the chat function of this. It's going to be a cozy, intimate affair, to coin a phrase. I'm just getting a bit of team news, which I'm not quite sure what the situation is, but I'm hearing that Rakitic, for the home side, has pulled up lame during the warm-up. Now, that's something I'm hearing in the background. I haven't been able to sort of actually confirm that at the moment, but and I'm not sure who the replacement is, but we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, I'm sure you've all seen the teams. Why not sort of give me a comments on the chat thing? I'll just say hello down there as well, just to prove I'm sort of alive. There we go. So yeah, I mean, Declan Rice's illness apparently only started training yesterday after his illness, and I'm hoping he's not got something similar to what I've been suffering with over these past few days. It's I've had a really nasty cold, and but at one point I was thinking of auditioning for the role in the Barry White jukebox musical that nobody's probably putting together. But some people pointed out there was one obvious flaw in that, and yes, Barry is quite a lot taller than I am, so I put that to bed. We're joined by Hobo Changba, a regular visitor. Evening, Hobo. And those of you who weren't around right at the very start, we've had a bit of a late call off ourselves. Rio was due to join me this evening, but he's been called into work, something about having his assets frozen or something like that. He may well be joining us for the second half. I certainly hope so. So it's going to be very interactive between me and the YouTube watchers. So you've seen the team. Tell me what you think. We're about just under 10 minutes, about 7 minutes or so away from kickoff. And we also had some somewhat depressing news of trouble occurring while we were amongst supporters. Although I have to say the reporting of that was quite refreshing, insofar as the blame or culpability, such as you can apportion it in these things, was firmly laid at the door of some Eintracht Frankfurt supporters. Sevilla, as you may know, is the home of both Sevilla and Real Betis, and one might sort of question the wisdom of having sort of supporters of four clubs in a smallish city. It's no London, for example, all at the same time. But that's UEFA for you. But we had Rashane Thomas, who's sort of a friend of the site, if you like. He's appeared on our podcast in the past. He writes for The Athletic, and he was commenting earlier today that that by and large West Ham supporters have been well received, and the problem purely lay with the Eintracht supporters. Probably still a little bit hurt over 1976, which was that evening at the bowling, one of the finest evenings at the bowling I think I've ever had. That was the European Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final, and it's a marvellous game. But Rashane Thomas actually pointed out that bar owners and hospitality owners were all united in saying that West Ham supporters were more than welcome back. So, as I say, it's very easy for certain news outlets, talking about you, the Sun, to say, "Oh, it's West Ham supporters. They must have been to blame." Looks like this time they weren't. Not that that would stop them writing that sort of stuff. David O'Rourke's just joined us. Hello, David. How you doing, mate? Anybody else? There are 10 people watching at the moment, and so chip in on the chat side, because it's going to be interactive between you on the chat side and me here at Gnome Towers, with Rio hopefully coming. We may even get some sort of live catch up from Seville itself. We have Pinky and indeed the boss the junction himself are both out in Seville at the moment. So we're not quite sure of the technicalities. You know, we've often said that Wi-Fi and in a lot of these stadia are a lot more is a lot more efficient and reliable than it is in the London Stadium. You know, we were able to get Pinky perfectly in Zagreb, you may remember. You know, whereas getting something out of the London Stadium is a bit of a nightmare. So can't promise that, but well, we'll certainly give it a go. So clock on the wall, about 5 minutes to kick off. Whilst BT are milking all their apps and everything. So, anybody want to say anything about the teams? Any comment about the teams? I've had a late call that Rakitic for the home side is pulled up lame, as I say, during the warm up. I've not seen that confirmed in writing. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it has. No, it's still on the BBC's list. So yeah, I've not seen that confirmed in writing, but we'll see what happens now, and the teams come up. Teams are in a tunnel, and it's West Ham are in a sort of an unusual combination of claret and blue shirts, claret and blue shorts, white socks. So it's an unusual sort of kit combination for us today. Teams are in the tunnel, as I say, and I'll give you more on that, Rakitic. Dave's looking forward to the game so much. Yeah, I think we all are a bit. He's praying for a win, but will happily take a draw or even a 1-goal in it loss. Yeah. Worth mentioning, of course, that particularly for those old idiots like myself, which may take a little while to get used to, it's the away goals rule has been scrapped in UEFA knockout matches this season. So it's basically wherever you get to at the end of the second lot of 90 minutes, if scores are equal, you go to extra time, and if scores are equal, then you go to penalties. No away goals counting double, which totally changes, obviously, the dynamic of the game. Unusually, West Ham lining up in unsponsored shirts. I'm guessing that Spain is one of those countries that has some form of down on gambling and alcohol sponsorship. Hi, Steve. Hello, Steve Palmer. Steve's just joined us. So, anybody want to chip in with a prediction? I'm kind of with David here. I think I'm thinking we might suffer a narrow defeat here. I hate predicting against us just on principle, but let's say 2-1 to them and see where we get with it. And in the hope I'm totally and utterly wrong, and we get something a bit better than that out of it. But that wouldn't be the worst result in the world, in my opinion. We could get back to get back to London, under the lights. Okay, the Olympic Stadium or London Stadium is no bowling, but under the lights, it's still, West Ham matches are still a bit special. Now, I'll have to rewind that because the team's just come up, and I can confirm that. Excuse me. Touch of the Declan Rice is there. I can confirm that they are without Rakitic. So still not updated on my computer screen, but I'll let you know who's in on that in a minute, because obviously I don't want to miss much of the game. Steve Palmer agrees with me. 2-1 to them. It's called realism. Yeah, get your own score, Steve. But no, I can see where you're coming from. So just to run through again: Areola, Cresswell, Zuma, Fornals, Antonio, Lanzini. Oops. Just as everything disappears. Lanzini, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Antonio, and Vlasic. So pretty much, I'd say, a first team there. I think, given the of those who are available. So no sort of resting players for the league, and and Fornals is there with a very quizzical look on his face, and lots of Catholic style crossing. Evening, Dan B. For those just joining, and there are more and more as the minutes go by. This is going to be very interactive between me and you. You're going to keep me going here because we've had a late. Rakitic has been a late crier for Sevilla, and right. Oh no, hang on. I'm just getting a message that Rio might be trying to join us. Right. Yeah, I may disappear for half a second. Bear with me. Okay, we're back and we're underway. Sorry about that. It's a little bit difficult to access things at the moment between us as the boss who has his hands on all the buttons is actually out in Seville. We're underway anyway. Just a minute gone. Sevilla sort of on the front foot slightly at the moment, and Johnson heads the ball out. But and yeah, hopefully everyone can see me now. In the meantime, we've had a couple of predictions. I've gone for 2-1 to them. Steve Palmer the same. Anyone else want to chip in with those? And as you're watching the game, give me a comment on what's happening. We've started sitting back a little bit, I think it's fair to say, with Sevilla on the attack. And they've actually just had first effort on goal from Sevilla with 1 3/4 minutes gone. And one of these names I'm going to struggle with pronunciation all afternoon, guys. So you're going to have. I apologise for insulting anybody in their language, but En-Nesyri just beat Zuma to the ball in the box, headed straight at Areola though, so no harm with it, and we can now try and settle down a bit. Yep. So 2 minutes and 15 seconds gone. Thoughts so far, guys? And yes, sorry. Thanks, Steve. The B team in charge. B. I'm aiming to be promoted to B. I think I'm W at the moment, the W team. But who else have we got on here? Metal in both legs. Hello, Metal. And Ian McNeil. And yeah, thanks. Thanks to Ian McNeil, who's helped me out here and pointed out that Munir is in for Rakitic. That was a late cry off from Rakitic, to say managed to injure himself in the warm up. Well, Hobo, not kicked off on yours yet. Well, we're about 3 minutes in, so you're just going to have to grin and bear it, I'm afraid, with that one. Not sure who you're watching from, or it's a stream or whatever, but yeah, I'm fortunate enough to actually have access to the direct TV channel here, so I'm kind of watching it as live. So very much Sevilla on the front foot here. A lot of possession going forward. Danger now. Cross comes in, and danger there. Danger. I think Sevilla will be thinking they should be 1-0 up there. I think it's probably fair to say. Move down the right, and quite sure it's got inside Cresswell, and a late run, almost a Martin Peters-esque late run into the box. Not quite sure who that was, actually. I'm not really up to speed with the Seville players' names yet. So now Antonio in the box. Well, it's sort of a half chance there, really. I think Oh, hello, Rio. Rio, mate, if you're watching, the situation is that the thing to allow you in is at mission control, and uh, Claire's popped out for a half an hour to do the horses. Is the message I got. So soon she gets back, then we'll get in. So yeah, it has been noted, mate, and it has been advised. Sorry, Antonio got a good position there on the right, but he was a bit too far wide and shot into the side netting. So whilst it's been a strong start for Seville or Sevilla, yeah, we're not being torn apart just yet, but it's going to be hard work tonight. I think we all knew that beforehand anyway. So anyhow, anybody? Okay, you're all a bit behind on the stream according to. I'm just laughing. Another prediction came in. David O'Rourke. David, with Rakitic out, this could well be a chance to actually win. 2-1 to El Masivos Bastardos. Quote unquote. So thanks, Rio. As I say, sorry, mate. We'll get you in as soon as we can, which will be much to my relief. So, is anybody up to date on the screen at the moment? Just to let me know that otherwise it'll be spoiler alert. Now, some fairly desperate defence from West Ham. Good defending, but balls at the edge of the air with Munir on the edge of the area. Who had the space to get a shot in, but that's a brilliant block from Declan Rice. And the follow-up was equally well blocked, and a final shot went about 20 yards wide. That is such a good tackle from Declan Rice. And then Johnson got the block in as well. So now what can West Ham do here as Lanzini tries to get away? He's had his shirt tugged there, but the referee must have seen that, but it's close enough to see it, but nothing given. But the ball was cleared upfield and he went out for a goal kick to West Ham. He's had the shirt pulled off him there. Not spotted by referee Scherer, who's not shy of a yellow card or two. He's averaging about 5 a game, although it was skewed by a match a few weeks back in which he managed to dish out 11. So anyway. Right, Obo's catching up with me. That was a few minutes ago, but yeah, it's it's one of these games. I think we're going to have to dig deep in. What are the other talking points to go? Oh, of course, we've all seen video of West Ham supporters sitting in Spanish squares with the chant of "Chelsea get bankrupt everywhere they go." Chelsea go, which whilst fiscally not perhaps totally accurate, was very amusing. So Steve Palm's coming with a time check of 6 minutes. Well, from what I've got in front of me, Steve, you're 2 minutes and 14 seconds behind, give or take. So I guess you're looking at me to give you spoilers. Now, Cornell's had a bit of space to run into, but checked back there and we lost a bit of momentum. Yes, one of the major things, of course, is that I'm here on my own, and will the voice hold out? Because I've been struggling with a nasty cold. No, not that one. And it's, as I say, it's been coming and going so far. So far, we're holding out with the voice, but yeah, when Rio gets on, he may have to do a little bit of the heavy lifting. So here we go. So West Ham with a little spell of possession in the Seville half at the moment. Attack broke down, but we're building again, and very, very patient at the moment. Now Antonio can turn, but again he's surrounded quickly. Now Cornell's think that was the Lanzini. So ball's played out anyway to Johnson, who's done well, gets past his man. It's an interesting cross, but it's cleared just as Antonio was looking to have a swing at a boot on it. But good work there from Lanzini to win the ball back. Ball played into the box and it's headed clear. And it's West Ham's turn to have a little spell now. Now, good bit of refereeing there. I think that was Fornals put a challenge in, nicked the ball, and the player went down and stuck his arm out on the ball and thinking he was going to get the free kick. Just have a look at it now. And I don't think there's any contact there. And yeah, anyway, good bit of refereeing there. Brave decision, to give a free kick for handball there when the easy way out would have been to give the free kick to the Spaniards. So, free kick, edge of the box. Played in by Lanzini, headed across, and that really should have been 1-0 West Ham. It's shades of Liverpool all over again. Free kick played in from Lanzini, deep to the far post. I think that's Rice heads it across. Vlasic has a diving header. The ball falls loose. Antonio's a swing at it, and it's cleared off the line from just 6 yards. Really, that should be 1-0. We said this against Liverpool. You've got to take these chances. And that was a corker. Now, Sevilla on the attack now, but that's well dealt with. Headed clear from Zuma. And Rice finds himself in a little bit of trouble, but manages to wriggle clear of it, and West Ham can build again. Yeah, after the first couple of minutes, this has been quite an encouraging start, I think. So, Steve, you spoil us now. One tries. But yes, Danby, how did we not score? I've seen one replay and I still can't work it out. But no, we're growing into this game, I think. Hello, sorry, my eyesight's going as well as my voice, but let's try that. Right, okay. So yeah, hello, Cal. Yeah, it did look hard at a miss than score, but that's probably been an issue for us over the last couple of weeks, hasn't it? Yeah. So sorry for those of you who are having trouble with streams and you're about a week behind, but yeah, I've got to call this as it happens, and so it kind of spoils it for you a little bit. Settling down again now with Sevilla in possession, halfway line. Yeah, good header from Vlasic as well. Perhaps he caught it too well. If it had come off the side of his head, it would have gone either side of him. Now Lanzini loses out, and shot comes off Declan Rice, and that will go for first corner. Now there's a replay of this. Lovely header across. Vlasic flows himself at it, too close to the keeper. Have a look again. Yeah, I think for either side, and then Antonio comes running in, takes a swing at it, but doesn't get a clean contact, and they clear. So one of those ones. I think this is the first corner of the game, unless somebody wants to correct me on that. On the Seville right, on our left. Played out, swinger out towards the edge of the box, and there's a swing taken to hit it first time on the volley, and it just goes harmlessly wide. One of those ones that if you connect with that and it goes in, it's goal of the century. But 9 times out of 10, you look very silly for having tried it, and it was one of the latter. So 15 minutes has kind of flown by, really. Probably not for you, but West Ham pressing very, very high, and keeping Seville penned in at the moment. So, and with the throat going again, Pause for a drink. I should be sponsored for this. About this time, I'd like to have an Isle White's Diet Lemonade. Yeah. If anyone's watching from Isle White's, thank you. Right, that's better. So, let's catch up with a few comments. Yes, Carry On Gnome. Yeah, one of the less successful films. I think Sid James was unavailable for that one. Carry On Gnome. Yeah, Hattie Jakes probably was around though. Now, very speculative shot from Kounde. Comes forward, basically takes a shot which runs all along the ground, and it's very easy for Areola. So, yeah, we've quarter of an hour played, and it's 0-0. And it's not a bad game actually. I think from what other people think. Oh, it's difficult to be judgmental about a game when you actually kind of comment on it at the same time. But I think this isn't a bad game. Now, Fornals is cynically chopped down. Referee waves play on for advantage. I think there may be a yellow card coming at the end of this passage of play for the perpetrator of that particular foul. But West Ham still have the ball out left. Ball crossed in from the left-hand side. Headed down, comes to Antonio. Clips the ball in, and Souček very nearly gets the toe on the end of that, but goes out for a goal kick. Now, what's the referee going to do about that challenge on Fornals? Because it was a horrible one. Lovely little toe poke cross from Antonio. Oh, just couldn't get anything on it, Souček. Now, just watching this, and it's just hacked down. That's well, I haven't shown the yellow card or a graphic for the yellow card, but I'd be very surprised the referee hasn't given one for that, especially given the referee's reputation. Now, West Ham nearly come away with the ball after a scrappy play, but it doesn't quite fall to anyone's feet. Now, Seville can build up on the left-hand side, on their left-hand side. Well read there, though, and cut it out. Nicely played by Johnson. Not quite nicely played enough, though, for Vlasic. Vlasic. But Seville can rebuild from the halfway line. Yeah, I quite agree, Dan B. Fornals was hacked at, and it should be a booking. As I say, I haven't seen a graphic that says it was. I'd be very upset if I were Fornals if that, because he was just taken out, wasn't he? Just kicked at. I think that was it was Torres, wasn't it, that took him out there? But yeah, let's. As I say, if any of you have got a different stream with a graphic that says he's been booked, let me know. But as far as I can tell, it doesn't look like any action was taken, which, as I say, it's rather surprising. It looked like a European yellow card all day long. It looked like a yellow card for any level of football, but particularly in Europe. Yeah. West Ham keeping possession nicely now, playing it across the back, and excuse me. Anyone got any comments on the Chelsea situation? As I say, which we might talk about during the quieter moments. I think it certainly was coming. Hence, Abramovich's clear desire to sell up before the sanctions happened, and it's going to be interesting because they're very severe limits on what they can do. Now, lovely ball played into Vlasic, lovely ball out to Johnson. First time crossing causes all sorts of consternation, but Seville can clear it. But that was some good football there from West Ham. Nice first time football, but Seville now bringing it away. And great tackle from Lanzini in there. Bided his time, and the guy tried to go around him, and Lanzini put out a superb leg, and broke up play beautifully. I just happened to say, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this. I've actually met Lanzini. I've got a photograph of him with my little brother Jeff, who you've seen on these things from time to time. Lanzini really, really is tiny. I mean, yeah, clearly, um, yeah, clearly Lanzini is. Uh, I mean, clearly I'm not very tall, but Lanzini, he must be about 5'5", 5'4", 5'5" at the biggest. I mean, in fact, I mean Jeff's obviously shorter than I am, but the photograph of him and Jeff, it's they look pretty similar height. So yeah, tiny. Steve Palmer, presumably, I think you're talking about Chelsea. I almost feel sorry for them, but no. Yeah, name dropping. I never drop names, as I was saying to the Prime Minister the other day. But yeah, yeah. I guess there must be millions of Chelsea supporters all trying to remember who they were supporting before 2003, just in case the worst happens at the moment. Excuse me. If you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. Yes, certainly, David. An apposite metaphor for the day. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of clear to me that Chelsea were somewhere. I mean, the way that Mr. Abramovich got hold of his billions is. I don't think I'm saying anything libelous here in saying it's widely acknowledged to be um, somewhat dubious. The aluminium wars were genuine gangster type stuff, where mafia stuff, where people died, and it's fairly accepted that anybody got hold of Russian state assets. Um, it's very unlikely that they came across totally legitimately, shall we say? So, yeah, that those dodgy rubles have been washing through Chelsea, shall we say? Um, Now, good play from Antonio there. He slight shove in the back and from Cowanday, and went down and gained the free kick. Nothing's come of it though. And yeah, yeah, Hobo. Yeah, when the worst happens, that'll be the best. Yeah, I'm talking from a financial perspective. Of course, I'm working that sort of a finance whole general thing. But yeah, when the worst from their perspective, anyway. So, but anyway, 22 minutes gone. So, and West Ham in possession in the Seville half, tried to build. Ball played in, took a nasty flick up, but Antonio managed to control it somehow. Yeah, Lanzini trying to probe there, but not finding anything to the right of him. Goes back. Ball's now on the left wing, and Fornals has picked it up. Plays it into Antonio, turns nicely. Not quite the cleanest of touches back, and it's back with Rice just inside our own half, and we'll have to build again. Now, first time ball played around the corner. Vlasic is trying to get that. It's going to run out. Defender did well there and got between Vlasic and the ball, and it went out for a goal kick. So, yeah, we're coming 23 and a half minutes now, which is a quarter of the game gone. 0-0. And we looked a little shaky first 5 minutes, I'll admit, but we've grown into this game, and it's been excuse me, it's been shortened chances, but it's but we've had a couple of one gilt edge chance and a couple of sort of half chances, and yeah, we're not overawed at all. So and long ball played over to the left, but the Sevilla player unable to keep the ball in, and which might have been, yeah, really tried to control it with the wrong leg. I think try to control it with right when the left would have been probably better. But ah, who cares? Oh, right. Now, Antonio nearly got the better of his defender with his back to goal, but just didn't slightly run for him. He'd turn the other way, he'd have had a run on goal. But encouraging, I think. Let us know your views. What do you think about how the game's gone so far, or at least as far as you've got on your stream? Let's put it that way. Yeah, I appreciate that it's not always easy, and to keep track, particularly when streams keep collapsing. And yeah, I do appreciate that's not the easiest thing. But if you can comment, please do. Yeah, David again. Come back to that in a minute, but the cross count comes in, looking a little bit dangerous, but we managed to come clear. Now that's quite the ball, but looked like a good long ball clearance there that might set us up, but it didn't. Yeah, David O'Rourke, we're certainly not looking out of our depth against second in the Spanish league. Yeah, I think that's a perfect summary of how the game is going so far. We're certainly not second best. We're equally the equal of the opposition. And yeah, there's a phrase. We're equally the equal of. I really must write that one down and then burn it. Excuse me. Oh, some good defending on out left again by Johnson, who's I think he's having a decent game at the moment. It's not much getting past him, and a bit scrappy at the moment, bit sort of playgroundy football where people are hacking away at it. But now danger. Oh, that was a good chance for Sevilla there. Ball played into the edge of the box where Acuna. Yeah, got some space. Played a first time shot. Tried to pass it into the net, but got his shot. Yeah, it was Acuna. Got the shot slightly wrong. Now we've got a figure there. Total attempts 9 for Sevilla, 3 for West Ham. It doesn't feel like that. It really doesn't. And I think they must be counting sort of shots blocked. Oh, now there's a good ball played in from Souček, but I don't think Antonio was kind of alive to where it might go. We went behind him, but that was still sort of rescuable. And yeah, I think Antonio had been a little bit more awake. We might have made something there. But yeah, nine efforts on goal from Sevilla and 3 for us. That makes it sound very, very one-sided. It isn't at all. And I think they're counting sort of half efforts from shots from distance that are easily blocked and things like that, which all skews the figures. But and then this being a European game, I think maybe they might be counting things that you and I wouldn't count as an effort on goal. Maybe not. Clearly there's different companies involved in counting up these stats, but it certainly doesn't look a 9-3 game from here anyway. Now, although the chance count is now racking up, that was almost a free header there. See who that is in the box. It's it's a good header, but it's a good save. It's one of those saves that looks good, but you expect Ariella to make it now. Vlasic shoots. Oh. Now West Ham. That's a corner. Good comeback from West Ham there, because long ball played up to Antonio, who won it in the end, nodded it down nicely for Vlasic, had a bit of space to shoot into, and it might have just been creeping in at the bottom corner. Probably would have come off the post, but the keeper tipped it around the corner. So that's our first corner now. And we're just coming up for 29.5 minutes gone. So, yeah, let's see how this corner goes, and I'll come back to you. Look, Cresswell will take the corner. It's on our right-hand side, so Cresswell left foot, that would be an in-swinger. Players lining up there, and Cresswell gives the signal. In-swinging corner. Keeper punches away to the edge of the box. Fornals tries to play the ball back in. Comes straight off a closing defender, and it's a throw into West Ham on the left-hand side. But good save from the keeper. I'm not. It's one of those ones you have to make the save, but I think it would have hit the post. Now, Souček goes down, and it's one of those ones that you're never going to get a penalty for. But just looking at Areola's save again, yeah, good looking save, but as I say, you've been very upset if you hadn't made it. So, yeah. So, I'm pausing for my breath here. So, if you lot want to chip in on the site and come up with a couple of comments, this cold is catching up on me. It really is, but yeah, I'm suffering for you lot. Good tackle there by Lanzini, and Antonio now on the left wing plays a ball to the edge of the box. Souček turns, looking for something to play to. Souček's kept hold of the ball. Mazy run there, but now plays it to Antonio down the line. Antonio gets the byler, gets the cross in. Oh, it's desperately cleared from Sevilla again. Good pressure again from West Ham. Yeah, I hope you realise how much I'm suffering here, you for your benefit. I'm not getting paid for this, But no, some good spell for a good spell. It's a very, very open game, this one, and much the better for it. Johnson being closed down here, and turns and plays the ball down the line. Now Vlasic is looked to have been fouled there, but yeah, Vlasic pulls his shirt to show the referee exactly what sort of foul it was. It was a great tackle from Lanzini. He slid in, kept his feet down, and West Ham waste the throw in. It's played back to Johnson, but runs over his foot, goes out. Something very, very annoying. And no one's more annoyed than Johnson. Look on his face. So, yeah, so half an hour gone. Well, it's half an hour, 32 minutes now. And I think we're looking all right. Now, Antonio's closed the goalkeeper down, who's put his clearance straight into touch, and I mean straight, almost parallel with the goal line. So maybe Johnson can have another go at that throw in that it didn't work quite so well a few minutes ago. And well, not really much. Johnson gets closed down and it goes out for another West Ham throw. Now, Johnson throws the ball down the line to Vlasic, who under pressure can't keep it in, goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. Something about throw-ins and us, and it's something I've been saying for donkey's years. Whenever we have a throw-in, the players who aren't taking the throw-in all have this sort of air of, well, it's somebody else's problem, looking the other way. Don't throw it at me, mate. We never seem to know what we're doing at throw-ins, and I know some clubs employ like a throw-in coach, and at first thought when you hear of a throw-in coach, it just sounds a bit sort of daft. But sometimes when I watch us at throw-ins and sort of nobody's available for the ball, or nobody really seems to want it. You just wonder if some more coaching in that area wouldn't go amiss. Severe build up on the right hand side. 1-2 cross comes in, and they're two players leaning against each other. It's one of those ones that in Europe you sometimes see given as a as a foul, which check the player's name. He's a bit of a thorn. Yeah, El Nesri was tangling there and went down, but I think it looked more six of one, half a dozen of the other. But you know, you have seen them given, although not correctly so. So, but Sevilla anyway tried to build again. There wasn't too much protest. I think the crowd probably gave it a bit of a shout for a penalty. But let's have a look at it again now then. And it's Johnson on it there. There's a little bit of contact. Certainly not enough really to make the player go down, but you can bet your last penny Liverpool would have been given it. But then they get given that sort of thing when there's no contact. So something as tender as that they get every day. So Johnson may be a little bit lucky, but lucky in the sense that we've got a referee who seems to have a smidgen of common sense about him. Far too often, you'd see an official give that because he hasn't got the common sense he was born with. But he's doing all right so far, referee. He's missed a couple of things, but those are things he's missed rather than misinterpreted. And that's a nice ball in the box. But it's the cross is cut out by Dawson. And the ball's played all the way back into Seville, but there's a lovely ball into the box there. Quite agree, David. Referee's been pretty good so far. Doesn't fall for any nonsense. Yeah, I quite agree. And as you know, I am the worst critic of referees. I mean, I don't mind them missing things. It's where they see things and don't give it. That annoys me. So anyway, Sevilla again beginning to build, but it's a loose ball, and Antonio tries to get past him. He got three from those two defenders. He'd have had a whole pitch to run into, but a bit of chasing being done there. That's Lanzini. As Souček. Now that was a free kick. Ball played up in the air. Souček ran straight into the back of the midfielder. It wasn't subtle, and it's one of those ones where the defenders stopped. Souček couldn't stop himself running and flattened him, and the players trying to milk it a bit, but both referee and Souček having a laugh about it. Referee, I can't let you get away with that. It's he's almost apologetic in giving it, and righteous free kick, and no problem. The player trying to milk it, but there's no problem with that at all. What's happening here now? The game's been stopped. I'm not quite sure why. Now the Sevilla goalkeeper seems to have a problem. The referee stopped the game with the ball sort of roughly on the halfway line. And two physios, a doctor and a physio, or two physios, one track-suited gentleman and one gentleman in a suit and trainers. Come on, everyone else is taking the opportunity to have a bit of a drinks break. It looks quite warm there. Maybe we'll get a weather update from the boss a little bit later on. But it seems to have probably his ankle that he's having a look at. That's the point. It's an advert for the test series going on now. Anyone got the latest score? I've been a little bit lax in trying to keep up with it today. David Moyes dishing out some very aggressive instructions to Antonio, Mickey Antonio, as Moyes likes to call him. Game restarts with a drop ball at the feet of the Sevilla team, and they can rebuild. Long ball again. They like this long ball out to the left-hand side, or their left-hand side, but again Johnson's on the ball, and relieves the Sevilla number 9 of the ball, who's JM Corona. Yeah, so good they named a beer after him, I think. But that long diagonal ball out to that Seville left is something we've seen quite a lot of this afternoon or this evening. But Johnson's dealt very, very well with that tactic so far. So, tell us who you think's having a good game. Tell us who you think isn't, and yeah, help me out here, guys. Now, again, ball played into the box again. Zumas reads it well, steps out and clears it out for a severe throw-in, halfway line. And yeah, I'm sorry, loads of messages flashing up from other sources. Just a bit of a quiet period at the moment. Sevilla having possession, but as you'd expect from the home side, they've had the bulk of possession, 59% to 41. But 41 is not a shabby figure by any stretch of the imagination against this side, and we've looked good in that 41. Now Sevilla ball in the box, and that's a marvellous challenge there from Souček. Just gets a foot in and clears it from. Not sure who that is. I really should have boned up on the Sevilla numbers. Bring the ball away. Cresswell's attempted clearance at block, but it's a West Ham throw. Some good defensive work there to break up the play down in the corner when it looked like they may have an attack on. But we are penned in a little bit here. It's again, it's a throw-in, and it's everyone's shrugging their shoulders, kind of looking the other way. Played short to Fornals. Cresswell really doesn't do well with that. Ball clearance puts Seville up again, but we get a half foot in and it goes back to halfway line, but Seville can build again. And they're now playing the other diagonal, working the right-hand side, our left. Cresswell's got, well, it's Fornals. It hits Fornals on the hand. Clearly does hit the hand, but it's down by his side. Now, potentially good little move, but Souček's ball there to try to play it first time past the player, but it didn't work. Johnson going down the wing now, but runs into traffic, but plays it back to Rice, who plays it back to Dawson, and West Ham can build again. Lanzini coming very deep to pick up the ball. Yeah, Dan B. Yeah, it was a marvellous challenge from Souček. That just I'm trying to remember the name of the guy I played with years ago, who had these legs that had these incredibly long legs, and they seem to sort of telescope out, and just you'd think he was nowhere near a ball, then his leg would seem to grow another foot, and a foot in length, and he'd just get his leg around and clear it. That Tony. Geordie lad. No, it's gone. Anyone knows what Geordie lad played for civil service in the 1990s? Somebody help me refresh my memory. So they'll give the ball away cheaply, and West Ham can build it. Souček pulls out left with Fornals. Lanzini into Souček. That's some nice football. Souček now plays it out wide to Johnson, who's got a bit of space. Plays in the cross early from left-hand side. Shot from Fornals, first time at the end of the cross, and blocked for a corner. Promising. There was some good football there from West Ham. Just looking at, it hits Fornals on the hand, which is by his side from about 2 foot away. Some familiar faces in the crowd there from there. Something focusing on the West Ham crowd. So corner to West Ham, I think it's our second left-hand side. Fornals and Cresswell debating about it. Dawson in the box there, making the usual nuisance of himself. Referee looking looking at the situation as it develops. Fornals runs away now, but Cresswell delays taking the free kick. Sometime today, Cresswell finally takes the corner, plays it long. Declan Rice heads across, but the whistle's gone. And not quite sure what that was for. Obviously, some sort of foul in the box there, but possibly for Vlasic. So looking promising there. Nice deep corner, headed back from Rice, and but before anything could come of that, the whistle had gone. So mild, mild bit of excitement there. So we're now in stoppage time. The referee's adding on 1 minute stoppage time. It's a genuine minute for the two guys that came on to have a quick chat and look at the keeper's ankle. That's something you find in Europe, that the stoppage time it seems more correct. They're not afraid to give a nil, a zero stoppage time if it doesn't really justify it. I think back home referees will always give at least 1 minute, even if they think there's nothing to give. That being because it makes it shows they're looking. Now West Ham in this minute, Lanzini's just can't keep hold of the ball and clips the defender on the way through. Shame that, because it was a very fortunate ricochet, but it set Lanzini up on a run on goal, but he just overran it. And is that a foul? And that's your minute up. And half time, Sevilla 0, West Ham United 0. Good half from the Hammers there, I think. In my opinion, you may disagree. You may think we should have done more. Tell us what you think on the site. Hopefully, Rio, if you're watching, mate, can you try and get in again, and I'll try and get hold of the boss's wife and see if we can get you on. But yeah, I think a good half for West Ham, and yeah, we've had chances, a couple of very good chances, and again, a little bit like the Liverpool game. Can't help feeling that we've got to do better in front of goal. The home side have not been without chances. A couple of very good headers, comfortably saved, but so I think honours even. I think I'm quite happy with that. I think that's about right myself. But as I say, you may disagree. Tell me why. I'm now going to blow my nose, gentlemen and ladies. This podcast has been brought to you by acute nasopharyngitis, the only cold anyone ever needs. In the meantime, I may disappear for half a second or two while I try and set up some company. So bear with me. That's what I'm Right, hello. Did you miss me? Probably best not answer that in case you give me a true answer. Anyway, yeah, I'm back in the room, as they say, and trying to keep straight here. Yeah, how there? Well, that was a quick half. Enjoyed that, and we did okay. Yeah, I think that's a very good summing up. Lanzini been very frustrating this first half. I think he's done the half of the job that is not normally his strength. I think he's done that very well. The sort of defensive, the getting his foot in, the breaking up a play, and he's been very unlucky with a couple of touches. I think that last effort where he had a nice ricochet come to him and he just slightly overran it, and which, yeah, I guess that's frustrating. But I think overall he's done quite well, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. 15 of you out there joining me in this nonsense. Tell me what you think. Tell me I'm wrong. I usually am. It's not unknown. Let's put it that way. And but yeah, my view anyway. It was a good half for West Ham. I thought that I thought that we started a little bit nervously, but we grew into the game. Rio, hello, mate. I've just put another request in saying that you're waiting. So if you've actually sort of pressed the button to try and sign in, hopefully Claire will see it and we can get you on, because I've got 45 minutes of my voice. It's going to be very interesting to see how much that actually holds up. But and let's face it, they've had 45 minutes of my voice. I got a bit bored with it after 45 seconds. So heaven knows how these people are dealing with it. But yeah, if you try and sign in, mate, we'll try and get Claire. I've sent a message to Claire, so let's see how it goes. But yeah, a good half, and certainly something to build on. The worry was obviously Sevilla have got a good European pedigree. They've won this tournament or this trophy something like 6 times, I think, in the last 14 years. So clearly they're no mugs. They're second in the Spanish league. Okay, they're quite a way behind Rayo, and but they're quite comfortable in that. Drawing a lot of games at the moment. I think I can't remember what it is. It's 6 out of their last 10 or something silly like that. So, but they're no mugs, and I think the fear was that we got one of the potentially worst draws you could get in this tournament, and I think it's excuse me. I think it bodes well if we can actually keep going for the second half. Now they're going to focus on severe chances, and yeah, Munir was the early one. They've just run through it now. He was the one who had the free header that went a couple of yards wide, and he's the one who also, again, I think that was their best chance. The little shot from the edge of the box where he tried to pass it in the corner, and he passed it 2 yards from the wrong side of the post. Again, that just showed the sort of Areola save there. Again, it was one for the photo album. But we've not been without chances. There's Antonio bearing down on goal early on, got forced wide and hit the side netting. Lanzini's free kick, Vlasic's diving header. That really was the one. I think for either side were 1-0 up. The Spanish coach doing his absolute nut there at that. But yeah, Vlasic's header's too close to the goalkeeper, but Antonio's winning a lot of headers and laying off. There's some nice interplay with Vlasic. A couple of times he's laid it off his head for Vlasic. Good save by the keeper, tipping it around the post. Again, I think it would have hit the post, but you don't want to let it. If you're a keeper, you don't want to let it hit the post. But I'm not sure it would have gone in. I think in good chances, I think they're probably slightly ahead of us, but maybe maybe not miles ahead of us now. Now, I see that the guys at BT are actually focusing now on Ben Johnson and pointing out what a good game he's having. And I picked him out earlier on, saying that he was dealing really well with the stuff on that side. He's having a fine game, Ben. What we got here anyway? Dan B, well played first half, missed some good chances. We've been given the ball away too cheaply near our box, though. Yeah, I think 'twas ever thus, Dan, wasn't it? That's usually our Achilles heel. Hobo, decent stuff from us, but somehow got to start putting these chances away. Yeah, it cost us against Liverpool. If we can come away with honours even or even better than that, then maybe. But you don't want to be going into the coming away from the home leg and thinking, if only we had, stuck away one or two of those chances in Seville. You don't want those regrets. So, but good half. I'm going to disappear again for a second because I'm going to try and wake up the technical department and see if we can get Rio in. Rio, mate, bear with me. So, back in a second. Hello, and I'm back again. Rio, mate, if you're watching, the technical department is 10 minutes away from base. So if you can hang on in there, give it 10 minutes and basically press the button and we'll let you in as soon as we can. So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, you won't have to put up with just me for much longer. You'll have me and Rio. Twice as much fun, possibly. So, so I've had a few comments there. Generally pleasing and satisfactory. Pleased with the way we're going. Anyone else on watching want to join in with the chat? Please feel free. David O'Rourke, as if on cue. Yeah, I just snap my fingers and you. David O'Rourke. If we carry on playing like this, I can see us nicking a goal to take back home. Come on, your irons. Yep. It's not beyond the bounds of possibility. In fact, I go as far as to suggest that it wouldn't actually be nicking a goal. We've held our own, and scores are level and deservedly so. So maybe not. You've done admirably, no. Yeah, checks in the post, David. Yeah, checks in the post. Of course. Those of you veterans who are watching this, I'm going to be a little bit serious now, and nothing to do with football, but you may recall earlier on in the season, I did one of these from my parents' place, and we had my dad, who was in charge of the ironing back at my parents' place. And did some ironing, stood behind the sofa that was sitting now. Obviously, I'm back at Gnome Towers now, at the home. I have the sad duty to report that my father, bless him, passed away at the end of February. Clearly we're all sort of very devastated. But I just want to pay a little bit of a tribute to him. I can't be self-indulgent and about all this. It was him that got me. I mean, we were an East End family. We used to live in Lyons Road, Plaistow E13, and he's the reason that I go to West Ham, and the reason I'm sitting here in front of you lot. And I know everyone thinks they've got a wonderful dad, but he was a really, really wonderful man. Rio will vouch for that. Rio's met him. He's just a really genuinely nice guy. Much missed, and and I always used to say whenever West Ham were doing badly, and we used to talk about it. And I said, he said, oh, I still. He said, you still go and watch that rubbish. I remember coming back. We got to Cardiff a few years back, and we played awful. And I'd gone by train from my parents, and I'd had to catch 8 trains, 2 of which broke down, and the nightmare journey. We played off, and I came back and said, "Oh, yeah, 8 trains, terrible game of football." And Dad said, "Yeah," he says, "You must be mad." And I said to him, "Well, it's your fault, Dad." And he smiled and he just said, "Thank me later." And that was my dad. Lovely sense of humour. So, anyway, God bless your dad. Hope you're watching up there, and no doubt moaning about. If there's a goal, he'll moan about the stupid goal celebrations, and like me, he'll moan about players taking time to come on as a substitute and all that sort of thing. But God bless you, Dad, and let's get back to football anyway. Sorry about that, bit mawkish, bit self-indulgent, but it's been a tough few weeks for us, so I hope you don't mind me having a little bit of a go there. So, second half is just about to get underway. West Ham attacking the goal to the left as we watch, and we're underway now. Can't see any substitutions having been made, although there was they were focusing on the Sevilla sub-goalkeeper, but he hasn't come on. And while I was searching for the link to get Rio on somehow, I did come across a mate of mine who isn't on here tonight. He's watching it, probably just watching the game, but he commented about that he made what is probably one of the worst puns of all time. He said that Seville have Bono in goal, but neither side so far have got the edge. Rob, you're not watching this, but I will berate you severely for that when next we catch up, mate. But I thought it was very good. First shot of the second half, awful shot from about 30 yards out that goes high, wide, and not very handsome for a goal kick for West Ham. So, yeah, thanks, David. I don't want to clog up the chat thing, but yeah, I've had a lot of good wishes from all over the West Ham family. But thanks, David. Your thoughts are appreciated. But let's not get mawkish. Let's celebrate our West Ham thing. Now, nice ball played to Fornells. Souček keeps it alive and plays it inside to Lanzini, who now plays it. It's right out to Johnson, right wing. Johnson crosses in. It's in with Antonio, edge of box, plays it back to Souček. Good save there from the from Bono. Sorry, I can't say his name now without laughing. Good football from West Ham. Early diagonal ball in from Johnson, controlled by Antonio, back to goal. We'll come back to that, yeah. Lanzini does one of those little curling things, it's neither a cross or a shot. Keeper gathers. But yeah, Antonio fed Souček, who's first time shot from the edge of the box. Brought a save out. Comfortable save, but again, good football from West Ham. Now, game opening up, Sevilla on the attack. I think it's gone out to the corner. It's come off Cresswell, blocks the cross. I think it's gone out for a corner. So yeah, it's gone for a corner now. Just looking at Souček's shot. Yeah, it's palmed away by the by Bono. So a good save, but now. What have we got here? It's Rio. Hello, mate. Good.
You're right, mate. Am I in the right way up? He's done very well.
Crying. Trying to get you. That's better. So, yeah, I'm joined by my very learned friend, Rio. How much have you seen of this, mate?
I managed to get away a lot earlier than I anticipated, so I've seen the whole game. And I've been duly impressed, to be honest. I think we played with a lot of maturity. We kept the ball well. We passed it around nicely. Apart from probably one or two chances, I think we've been a better side. You know? This is a side that hasn't lost a game all season at home, and second in the Spanish league. So, but we look very mature in the way our approach here.
That's an excellent summing up. Yeah, mature. That is the adjective. Sorry, it's a bit of a shot, but it's that is on the floor there. Ball's played out. I think it's Antonio on the floor.
Always a worry.
Yeah, let's have a look. Well, yeah.
It's clumsy, Monin.
Through the back of him, hasn't it? The referee's missed that one. But Antonio's holding his head for some reason. It's his feet that are being, his back of his foot, I think. Kicked. The Souček chance to just showing again. I mean, it's a good save, but one you'd expect it to make, yeah?
Yeah, it's quite high for the keeper. It's the same as the Vlasic fan in the first half. If they'd have put that anywhere else, apart from at the keeper, that's a goal. But I've been very impressed with I think the little kind of tactical tweaks that we made for this game, that can result into his kind of international role, like his England role, and patrolling the back four, mopping up everything, and allowing Thomas to get forward a bit more, has paid dividends. And also getting Vlasic more involved, more central, more in tune with Antonio, just behind the front forward. And it's paid dividends because he's looked very sharp himself. Bit wasteful, the header, but apart from that, I've been quite impressed with him.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier on that I think him and Antonio link up where Antonio's laid off a couple of nice little headers cushioned in his path. Sorry, we're going forward a little bit now. Ball's played out left to Cresswell. Bear with us here. Cresswell's... Yeah, we're probing a bit here. Fornells plays to Woeful, woeful. So we get a little bit of commentary as well from you in the background. So
sorry, mate. If you want me to mute,
so that's all right. It's all right. What's the ale of choice today, mate?
I mean, Maltsmiths at the moment.
Sorry, was that, mate?
Maltsmiths.
Oh, right. Okay.
There wasn't a lot of choice, right? But
yeah.
I'm in my local, by the way, and I will plug it. The Eastbrook Pub in Dagenham is the best pub in this vicinity, right, in Country Mile. Great food,
you're
great
a bit
company.
faint, mate.
Sorry, I've got new tech as well. I've got a new.
Ah, right. Okay.
But yeah, the Eastbrook
Dagenham.
Dagenham. Great food, great company, great service. Everything's great.
What was the name of that again? Sorry.
The Eastbrook.
Right. Okay. So, just in case they're going to, you might get a free pint out of it. So I'm waiting for my case of our White's Diet Lemonade. Sevilla get in the box there, get a little bit of a cross from the right end, but it's not really a cross or a shot, and it's harmlessly at the hands of Areola. Did well get on the end of that, but get a leg on the end of it, swing a foot at it, see where it goes, and it just basically rolled it in the arms of Areola. So, mature is, you mentioned the word mature there. That's a cracking way of looking at his performance. It so far, I mean, other than a little bit of wastefulness in the finishing a couple of times, but it's almost sort of, I'm almost allowed to say it in case of jinx things, but it's an ideal European performance. What a great tackle that was!
Absolutely stunning tackle there.
That Hickland's come in with a tackle that just breaks up play and puts us on the front foot. It was, enormous tackle. And again, there's some decent play, sort of pounders on a loose ball in the box, and they'll get a free kick for that, and nothing will come of it. So Lanzini again, he does that, a little flick at a player who's going nowhere, and they get a free kick out of it. But
I think what I was trying to say a little bit earlier, the way I'm going to sum it up is that for a club that's been so devoid of European football, we know that we've got a couple of experienced internationals there. I mean, Declan, Summer Soucek. But as a team, we're largely been devoid of European football, proper European football, for far, far too long. But we've approached this with a maturity which belies that kind of that status, doesn't it? Because we've just looked really comfortable. We knocked the ball around. We took the sting out of the game when we had to. Everything has been kind of it's borderline professional, which is not a word I often use with West Ham. I know it's a different era now, but
now Fornells plays a ball. Antonio gets it, lovely ball. Antonio gets it. There's nobody in the box though. Oh, he finds it. Oh, fine. Now Antonio goes down. The ball's played loose and they come away. I don't think that was a penalty, but I'm sure they'll show it again. But again, I'm not sure if VAR or what the VAR rules are on this thing. But again, some lovely football from West Ham, but just in the penalty box, we're just lacking a bit of composure. As Seville now get a shot away from the edge of the box. Munir controls the ball, has a swing at it, 10 yards over the bar.
It's the same story as the last 3 or 4 games, isn't it? A little bit of prolificity in front of goal could end up costing us. And this is the biggest worry.
That's a dive from Antonio. I'm not having that one. Sorry, not having that. I mean,
didn't even look convincing.
Yeah, he did have the good grace to get up without looking at the referee. I don't want to see that. So black mark for Antonio here, as far as I'm concerned. On the attack again now. Fornells tries to play the ball down the line, but that looks to have gone out, but block in there by Lanzini again. But it's a bit scrappy at the moment. But getting back to what you were saying about the way we're playing and all that, The way I'd sum it up is that we have all the appearance of a team that knows what they're doing in Europe. Yeah, so far anyway. I mean, that's a good long ball played to the left. Johnson's out there. The ball's played into the box. Sevilla trying to again work an opening. It's going across the box. Blocks with the inside of his thigh, which he's holding very gingerly. That might have been close to being very, very painful, but Sevilla still probing away. Cross comes in, and that's a header there for 15 was El Nazi, his name was, but it's headed straight at Ariel and to save it quite comfortably.
Yeah, the chances we have given up have largely been comfortably saved. They've never been real clear-cut ones, have they?
They've all been like that, though. They've all been sort of crosses in where we haven't cut the cross out and we haven't beaten the whatever his name is. I can't remember his name now. El Nesri.
Yeah.
I think El Nazir. I keep El Nesri. So apologies to any of his compatriots for getting his name wrong there, but in fact, even he may have had a couple of chances like that. Now, Zuma's got caught the wrong side there, but he's got back well on the defender and held it up. They get the cross in, but it's headed out. Lanzini and Fornals try and combine to play it away, but
the way he marshalled the attacker there, he could have got down for sexual harassment. But
we
won't go into that.
Away a free kick, and I think this is the first yellow card of the game, which is Zuma's just basically caught a player, which, given the assault that happened on Fornals earlier on, I think that's a little bit, which we know the referee saw because he waved the play on. Yeah. I mean, fair enough on Zuma. He's stuck a foot on top. He's stuck his boot on top of the player's boot. The player's milking it a little bit, but
you know, you're worried that Kurt almost did himself a mischief for that stretch.
Yeah. But what worries me is you see that, and he's got a yellow, and the guy who's cynically out on 4 hours, as far as we can tell, didn't get one at all.
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah. So free kick in a dangerous position for Seville anyway on their right hand side. Do you want to talk us through it, mate?
I'll try my best. So the free kick taker has got his hands in the air. He's asking for the call. It's going to be left-footed in-swinging corner, which, you know, we should be mopping these up. We get these week in, week out in the Premier League. So we should be mopping this up. That's probably the kiss of death. I'm really sorry, guys.
Careful, mate. Here we go then.
Just about to take it. In it comes. To the back post. Oh, what have I done? To the back post. Absolutely unmarked. What we normally do so well at set pieces is defend well. And we just left this guy completely unmarked. It's about 5 or 10 yards space. Great finish, but awful defending from West Ham. And after me praising us for being so professional, so accomplished, so composed, and we do that.
Yeah. Not much to add to that. Basically, everyone was sort of congregated in the middle, and basically it just bypassed the middle, played out to the edge of the box, and it's just, I mean, it's good finish, but nobody got out there. And all the players in the middle, just nobody watching this player at all. And hit on the half volley. I mean, technique was superb, and that was that Munir. Yeah. So 1-0 to Sevilla, and West Ham now have to dig deep into their reserves of professionalism that we've seen. Just wondering what's happening. There's all sorts of stuff going on the side there, but now Antonio stroked the kick off. Antonio's gone down and been run into, but the referee says play on. So
that's that. 16 attempts at Seville, 6 to us. I mean, it's not felt like that kind of game, though, is it?
No, it hasn't. There was an earlier stat when it was something like 9-3.
It's been open, but
yeah, 9-3. But it didn't feel like that sort of game at all, you know. And again, I do wonder that you know, when you've got Sky covering a game in the UK, you get Opta or whoever it does the stats. I'm not sure if the same people do the stats in this game and have the same criteria. But yeah, it seemed to me a lot of the efforts on goal, if you like, were included a lot of speculative efforts from the from outside the box that were blocked well before it got anywhere near the box. So yeah, maybe there's different criteria. I don't know. Just going back onto the
what we've got to do here is just like Seville.
Go on, mate.
I'm getting blamed for everything.
Yeah, I was just saying on the chat that
it's definitely me being blamed for that. I mean,
Steve Palmer,
we should mock this up.
Rio.
Yeah. I'll hold my hand up. I'll buy everyone who turns up in the next 10 minutes a drink to apologise.
I'll be around in a minute. So, West Ham need to keep a bit of composure here. But take the ball away here, but there's a foot in there, goes up for a throw in the end. But Spaniards throwing themselves to the floor there in the hope of the free kick. Referee hasn't fallen for much today. I think he's had a reasonable game. I would say, I mean, yeah, free kick and all that. But booking for Zuma.
Yes, been pretty decent.
In the light of what had happened before, was a bit harsh maybe, but you know, comparison rather than in isolation. Good ball out wide there, Johnson. See what we can do here. Johnson checks back. Cross doesn't beat the defender though, and Seville can bring it away. But Johnson wins the ball back. Good little spell of pressure here, and cross comes in, but that's aimless. That's far too far for everybody, and it's in fact poor that.
Yeah, that's the kind of wastefulness that we've really got to cut out. It's been creeping in our game more and more the last couple of weeks. And, you know, it's the reason why we're losing 1-0 at the moment. Because in the first half, we've had probably, I know Seville had a couple of chances, but we had more clear-cut ones. The stinger from Suchek early in the second half, one of them has got to go in, right? And completely different game. But the thing is, right, despite the fact, if this game still ends up at 1-0, I really fancy us at London Stadium. I think, I've not seen anything tonight which worries me from Seville.
Yeah, precisely. I think it's what we were saying a little bit earlier on before we were able to let you in. It's a measure of control of things here. Looking for the layout and then good blocking from Zuma there. So I'll come back to what we were saying, but ball was played in. He has the opportunity to strike with his right foot. Sticks out a right foot, makes it good. Good box. First touch took it around Zuma. Second touch, Zuma just got back to put a half block in, which made the ball go out for a corner. So we're living a little bit dangerously at the moment. Only two spare corners.
Delivery comes in into the centre spot, headed away, only to the edge of the box. Seville pick it up. And they're just trying to work it around the outside the area. We've kind of kept our shape here, forced them out wide again. 4-0 gets sold, unfortunately. They work it into the area. Oh, yeah, and that was a kind of cross shot from the right-hand side, which Ariola's managed to tip over the bar, but I don't think it actually meant the actual chance and goal, but Ariola do really well to tip over it. It was a little bit of pace, a little bit of power, and it's lucky he did, because I think that could have crept in.
Going in, isn't it? Yeah. Good save from Ariola. Tito was the one who forced the corner earlier on. corner comes across Zuma, heads clear, and it's we're under the cosh a little bit now for the first real sort of concerted period of the game, really. Getting up there and down the end of the header, but then Zuma sort of does a bit of blocking, and Cresswell can finally clear long.
The amount of space he had for that cross was shocking as well. He had so much time on that space.
Yeah, one else was tugged back there, but I don't think it's been given. It's throw into first substitution of the day, and so Vlasic is coming off, and I think what's his coming off? Oh, Ben Rama. Of course, it's Ben Rama. Yeah, Ben Rama coming off for Vlasic. So, what do you think of that? And what do you think of that on the chat? Tell us what you think of that substitute.
For me, I mean, you know when he's going to make a change. We're so bereft of choices, and he doesn't trust hardly anyone on that bench. That it's by the numbers, isn't it? It depends what minute it happens. I really want Sohail to succeed, but he just seems like a lost soul at the moment. I just hope tonight, because it's a continental side, they offer a little bit more time, a little bit more space. He's given the opportunity to make better decisions, because in the Premier League, when it's 100 miles an hour, Sohail for the last 2 months or so has been making awful decisions every time he gets the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I could 66 minutes. Moyes substitution time, isn't it? Dangerous cross. Played back in. Great defending from Johnson again, putting a head in bravely there. But I think we're now seeing from Sevilla what I thought we might see a lot earlier on in the game. This is as Fornals gives away another free kick in a dangerous position. The goal seems up Sevilla very, very much, and we're having to sort of dig deep and go into our reserves. Our referee's having a word with Fornals. He's not dished out the yellow, which he might well have done, but had a word there. Let's just have a look. He's just come through the back of him.
Clumsy again.
No question about it. But we're having to, from being, the ideal European performance, we're now sort of clinging on a little bit. Now, I think we'd all be happy with 1-0 quite frankly at the moment to get back, because as we were saying, a night at home under the lights, they would be quite special. So they're trying something different, but again, we kind of deal with it. But the problem we've got is we're not clearing to Antonio, we're clearing to Sevilla. Areola comes with a really, really good play there.
You're completely right. When we do clear the ball, it's not going forward to anyone who can hold the ball up. It's going to no man's land, and we're failing to pick up the second ball here, and it's putting us under the cosh continually.
We need when we do clear that ball, we need it to go somewhere to give us a bit of breathing space and just to get our breath back, because we have been under the cosh last 10-15 minutes, really since the goal. They were building up just as the goal come, and they've continued to turn that screw. But we're trying to build up now. Just getting back to some of the comments there.
Loose pass from Dawson, and the ball Seville through and goal. Craig Dawson. Hang your head down, mate. That was a shocking pass straight into Seville's feet. They hit on the break, and we got away with that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Dawson did get back and he did check him, but poor finishing. Now we're going forward. Ben Rama plays it out on the right-hand side. That's Fornals down the line. Ben Rama gets the cross in.
Oh,
I'm gobsmacked. Why is this not 1-1?
It's fantastic defending, wasn't it?
And, but that really should be that should be 1-1. You know, it was beautiful football. Benrahma's cross slightly deflected, but yeah, it was good defending. But Lanzini, could he have done better there? I think he should have done himself.
Yeah, so twice in 2 games, Lanzini, you think should be the most composed person in front of goal. He's got quick feet, a quick brain.
Yeah, he's tried to side foot that in gently, hasn't he? Really, when you know, it just basically swing your foot at it in a general direction is what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm still going to put that one down as fantastic defending, though. Yeah. You know? Although he's very slightly jogging around the pitch.
I may be a bit unfair to the Spaniard there, but anyway, it'll be a drop ball given to West Ham, so we can rebuild again. But having weathered that storm, there was some promising football there, and involving Benrahma and Fornals on that right-hand side. So, yeah, I was about to say David O'Rourke. Vlasic was quite good first half, but did nothing in the second, so he deserved to be hooked. Is Benny the answer? That's the question we're all hoping. So, very nearly was there anyway. He's back on the left-hand side now, and we're trying to build and turn the screw ourselves. But Rice is tackled there and has to go back. But we'll build again. And Dan B, at least it was on target this time. Now Benrahma, some lovely turning. Fornals can't quite get the ball into the box, but we're building. Nice ball in. Oh, some great football. Oh, just cut out again by the Sevilla team. And it's Sevilla's turn to panic a little bit now. They're launching it forward. It's backward Zuma. We're just beginning to sort of, you know, need to be a bit careful here as we've been closed down at the back, but just beginning to play some good stuff. You know, now Benrahma's right on the ball again now. Plays the ball out right to that's Fornals out there. Ball comes in just over Soucek's head. Lanzini.
Again, it's great football and it's great build-up play by West Ham. Benrahma, since he's come on, has looked very sharp in the attacking phase of play. He's making right decisions. But that's an awful shot from Lanzini, just in the replay.
Yeah,
to say he hooks it wide.
Down, but there's no distance. No direction, rather. Yeah. Well, we said he's been the answer, and again, risk of jinxing it. He's looked lively. He's looked lively, hasn't he?
It depends what the question is. Right? Who was the simpleton in Crossroads?
Yeah.
Who's more likely to come off the bench and give us a bit of option? You know?
Who said Miss Diane a lot in a very strange accent?
Exactly, yeah.
That didn't quite seem to locate anywhere in Britain.
Most likely to wear a woolly hat in a tropical storm. You know, it's like one of the things.
So Martial is on for Sevilla. He's on loan. He's still a Man United player, isn't he? But got the right up when Ronaldo turned up, and he's on loan at Sevilla now.
We've been caught in possession the back again.
Yeah. And Lanzini tugs the player back, and quite rightly booked there. You can't really complain about that.
I'm trying to remember that Martial's got an awful knack of scoring against us, hasn't he?
I've got that impression, although I've got no statistics to prove it. Free kick though, about 30 yards out, slightly right of centre, and as the referee tells the kicker to wait for the whistle.
The Seville kicker that was just about to take this set piece looks awfully like that the lesbian comic Susie Ruffle, and she doesn't impress me either.
I can't picture her, mate.
Oh, you don't want to? It looks like him, though.
Yeah, okay. Right, fine. I'm now enlightened. Free kicks played in and cleared out. Seville still trying to build again, and it's now ball's headed in. I think Areola might have claimed that, but I think it was Johnson was basically being sensible and made sure it went out for a corner. But I think that's a needless corner. Let's hope that one doesn't come back to bite us. At Seville, we get it to rack up the corner count now. 5 to our 2. Taken short anyway. Ball coming now, but it's blocked and partly cleared vertically more than anything else. And Rice comes out to head clear, and Antonio completes the clearance and nearly comes away with the ball, but we're losing it again, and it's coming straight back. But anyway, block there. It's a throw at Seville. And,
so yeah, Seville got a throw in left hand side, just to appease Noam's little cough there for a little bit.
Thanks, yeah.
Ball comes in and another corner by the look of it. Yep.
Yeah.
Seville forced another corner.
Johnson getting a lot of blocks in on that side.
He's done well tonight. I've been
we were saying before half time, I was saying he was having a good game.
Yeah, I've been pretty critical.
I thought they'd gone for a corner, but it's close down there. But it's gone out for a throw in. And now, did we get a touch on that? Yeah, we did. It's gone for a corner. So Fornell's stuck a leg out at it. If he'd left it, it probably would have gone out for a goal kick. But again, sort of a kind of soft corner, if you like. One that could have been avoided. So I'll let you talk us through it.
Yep, corner from the Seville left, our right, comes in, looks deep, but we clear it.
Now,
and we've good break here. Ben Rama surging forward, checks back.
Traffic now.
Suchek from Rice, and then Tini falls out. Now press one on the left hand side. Now we're playing it a bit cagey, not going forward. That's fine. That's fine. Keep possession. Take this thing out of the game.
Ben Rama went in one wrong direction there that caused him problems. Good play from Antonio, but he's crossed to where Antonio ought to be there. We've said this before, haven't we?
Yeah. He needs a clone, preferably one 10 years younger and a lot fitter.
Zuma clearance there. They've just shown it again. Actually came off his arm again. It was by his body more than anything else. And it wasn't going to be a penalty, but they certainly thought it worth looking at anyway. Now Johnson's been caught out for possibly the first time in the game now, and they're coming down their left-hand side. Declan Rice.
Good sack.
It's just been outstanding again. Fornell's in a promising position, and Fornell's plays it straight into a Seville player to be a player that can come forward again. Now, two on him. And Sevilla overworked that somewhat, I think, and we end up coming away with the ball.
Sorry, Ben Rama tidying up at the back there.
What's that, mate?
Sorry, by Rama tidying up at the back there.
Yeah.
Did very well.
Yeah. Now, a lovely knock on from Antonio to Fornells. Now, West Ham trying to get players forward here. Oh, what a ball that would have been. Lanzini would have found Lanzini in loads of space, but...
we'll take this. Cheap corner given away by Sevilla.
Yeah. The chap whose name I keep messing up just basically heads it out for a corner from about 30 yards. But just showing him over-egging it. But now, it's only our third corner, and this being a European game, the broadcaster isn't putting up our stat about how many goals we score from corners. But
if I had a pen and paper, I'd do it for us, but I just haven't got time.
Fornell swings it in. It's not cleared very well, but they'll take it away now. And it looked dangerous, but it fell nicely for Seville. As Lanzini's Tries to hold Sevilla coming forward in numbers now. That's a good block from Cresswell. Nearly caught him by surprise, but Seville still working out. Well, cross from outside the boot there, but far too
David
late.
Sullivan's just taken his number down probably for a bidding because he's seen that kind of cross and thought, yep, that's what we need, some overhead crosses.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be that both sides have overhit things a little bit today.
The final ball in from us has been wasteful. We're matching the level as opposition because from their delivery's been pretty poor, apart from that one instance from the set piece.
Yeah. Well, we're into the last 10 minutes. Actually, in fact, we're coming up to 8 minutes left. Again, this game has flown by. Really, it's been a good game as well. Now, saying that, West Ham West Ham ended up putting the ball out for a throw in. But Antonio looked to get a little bit of a kick there, but he's not getting anything. But as we look like we're going to introduce now, this may be a case of, look, it's 1-0. You know, we know we've got the measure of them when we can. And no belong for Lanzini. Lanzini would be worried that on the yellow card a couple of times there that he's been one-on-one with a player that's sort of, a slight foot in there, trip up, and he's on a red. So, perspective. And also, I think 1-0 is not the worst score in the world, and I think that it might be let's bolster things up, and if we can get one all fine, but let's look. Two makes it slightly more difficult for us. So, we for that substitution,
Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. But I think I'm only surprised he didn't take Pablo off because he hasn't had the greatest of games tonight, despite the fact he's my favourite player. I would give him a bit of criticism. He's not been at his best tonight. I just think that the pace of the game and European football, even at this stage, kind of suits Mark Noble. I mean, when we saw what he did on Saturday when he came on, and he just offers that bit of experience, that bit of composure, that passing ability, which he defends well as well, doesn't he? I know he hasn't got the legs, but he does work his heart out, gets back. As I say, that Seville and another one of them crosses that cut like shot crosses from the right hand side, which cuts across the keeper and makes you worry. But I think once you look at the replay, it can be wider than it is.
I mean, Cresswell's doing his nut there at everybody else because Cresswell's gone to cover the player and nobody's covered the run behind him. And the attempts to pick up now 21 to Seville against Ham 9, but
it's still standing because it hasn't been that kind of game. It's been like pretty free flowing, pretty 50-50. We've actually probably had a better clear cut chances for me.
Be interesting to see over the last two games. I mean, the Liverpool game and this one. I mean, how many really good chances put away? I mean,
we count the Wolves one as well. I mean, how many did we spawn to that guy? It's shocking.
So, I mean, finishing at the moment has been the problem. Sevilla's turn to play the ball out. And we can build up from the back. 5 minutes to play. And looking to try to play forward. Not always been his stopping trade, has it? But he's forced to go back. But space there now, and he's looking around. He's
just taking up that deep position alongside Rice, and he'll try and dictate the play for the rest of the next 3 or 4 minutes.
He's had to let Rice go forward now. I mean, Rice is probably more advanced in this game than he has been all for the
absolutely
80 minutes. But then Benrahma doesn't control the ball, and Seville can break away. And long ball played, and that's great defending again by Johnson. Gets back. So we had a forward. It got in between the defenders there, and the back nearly called us out. But Johnson was alive to it, and it was a good bit of defending there.
Yeah, so we picked the ball up in the middle. With interchange between Rice and Noble. 3 minutes to go. We've done all right here. As long as we can keep it just one goal, that second leg tight is going to be absolutely electric over there. I think the place will absolutely erupt. But things ain't over tonight. We're eking down the right hand side and just forced the throw in.
Yeah, it's had a couple of little mazy runs as Suchek. And yeah, we've got another substitution. We're now obviously running the clock down.
Yeah, I think little mazy runs that.
Tito's coming off, and it's Augustinson coming on. So yeah, sorry, you're saying there.
Yeah, no, so the mazy runs that Tom's done a couple of times tonight. He's obviously channeled his inner Steve Foster with that headband, hasn't he? Because that cultured defender from the days of yore who used to go mazy runs galore. And if you believe that, people watching, you believe anything.
You clearly aren't old enough to remember Steve Foster.
He made Gary Strodder look cultured, let's put it that way.
Yeah. I think the euphemism used and being kind is no nonsense. The sort of avid type defender.
Yeah, there was a reason he had the headband on permanently throughout his career.
Yeah. It always reminded me, just thinking of Homer Simpson, we had the dotted line, and Bart had written on the back, insert brain here. Johnson looked to have been bought there, but nothing given. Yeah, we're into the last, just under 2 minutes left, plus stoppage. A hell of a lot of stoppage. Mainly the substitutions, 2-3 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot more. I mean, even the injury to which resulted in the drop ball off that chance we had. The Seville player got up and gallantly legged it around the pitch, didn't he, to get back involved in play. I was quite impressed with it.
Yeah, I mean, he was down for half a minute. I guess a minute for that.
3 or 4 at most of it.
Yeah, it's 3. I'd say 3. Now, we may have to get a bit more because the player's gone down and he's old.
Oh, there we go.
Pick him up, and of course, it's got all nasty now. Sevilla are going to try and get Declan Rice booked here, and the player's gone down. Sapper Spuds, Declan tried to pick him up, and away angrily, and everybody's got involved now. It's nothing. That's. Try to help you up, mate. He's so injured, he throws himself violently to the floor and then holds his back. There are 1 or 2 Spain. Oh, Campos has got a yellow card.
Yeah, I mean, he's inflamed that whole situation.
Yeah. Now, Rice, I think, will get one. Yeah, just yellow card. He won't miss next week. That's useful. That worked out in our favour a little bit.
Another take from master stroke from the Spanish there, because that was like...
Yeah, it's sort of shooting oneself in the foot there, really. Yeah.
And yes, Nesri is so injured and traumatised by that being picked up, he's been have to be substituted.
Yeah. But he's bravely not gone for the stretcher. And he's walked off, and it's a miracle. I mean, praise the Lord. And after all that, it wasn't a foul; it's a throw in. And and Zuma gets fouled, pushed off the ball, and
Seeing the replay now.
Campos, who's just been booked, was a little bit heavy in the challenge there. We're a minute into stoppage, but no, I've got no idea how long we're going to get. It's played long and we try
I'm going to be a betting man and say 27.
27 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not very good betting, man, are you?
No. That's why I'm sat here in a pub, not in the Bahamas.
In fact, well, the clock's disappeared off the screen completely now. Oh, it's come back, and we're 3 minutes there, and we're a minute and a half. We're halfway through that.
That's a multiple of 27. I'm claiming that.
Yeah. Good luck with that down at the bookies. Yeah. You're still going to work tomorrow, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's it. Ruin my evening, mate. Ruin my evening.
Anyway, we got possession. We're in the last minute now. Benrahma started off lively, but he's back again now.
Just give me a little bit of vertigo by the twisty, mazy turns, and it'll be out for next week.
Yeah. Sevilla sort of like back in numbers now, quite rightly. I think we'd expect them to be, but we're trying to work it between the lines. Ball played out, but Preston's never going to get that. I think this is our version of a time wasting sub now.
I kind of get that, but with Arthur, I know we've only got 30 seconds left, but it always just worries me. He's always got that in his locker. If he doesn't score directly from a misfit cross, he's going to cost us a goal.
Let's see if he gets time to actually get anywhere near the ball. So we'll try and play the ball down the line, but it's blocked. I think we'll try for one last challenge. There we go. Johnson down the right wing gets the cross in to Antonio. Controls it. Antonio in the box. Gets the shot in, but it's blocked. I think that'll be pretty much it. Sevilla are going to try one last goal themselves, but I don't think they'll have an awful lot of time to do it. But, well, referee's now play go on. Shot is deflected actually off Zuma, goes out the corner. I think that's going to be the final whistle.
That's your lot.
Sevilla are querying this with a corner play, but the referee said, well, yeah, it's 90 minutes plus stoppage, not 90 minutes plus stoppage. It's a corner. 1-0 to Sevilla there. Not the worst result in the world, would you say, Ray?
No, let's be honest. This is quite possibly Barcelona, the toughest game we could have got. You know? They're unbeaten at home all season in the league. They score at will. I think they scored every single game this season at home as well. No, it's an incredibly tough task, and we've not disgraced ourselves. We've actually matched one little bit of lax defending that's cost us, but we've more than matched this team. Everything to play for. Get them back to our place. Get the crowd behind us. Get that whole atmosphere charged up. Anything can happen. It's been a good game of football. Despite the fact we've come away without a result, it's still been a great game of football. We haven't disgraced ourselves. We played really well. Again, a little bit laxity in front of goal from our part. Switched off defensively one moment. And, it's going to be. This is what European football's been all about. Next week at the London Stadium. Is it next week or is it a week after? Next week.
Next Thursday. Yes.
Yeah, next Thursday. It's going to be a cracker of a night. If you're there, anybody, it's going to be absolutely buzzing.
I'm hoping to be there. Let's put it that way. So, much to the relief, I suspect it's a crowd here. Yeah. Just some comments going on there, can be. It's the goal went in, the boys have been rather sleepy, bringing a new ball back on the pitch. Yeah, I was thinking that actually. David O'Rourke finds pace on the right. I hope it's fit for Thursday. And again, David, I'll take that. Yeah, I think result-wise, in fact, most of the performance, I'd say, was decent. I think the phrase I used earlier on was we looked like a team that like knew what it was like to play in Europe. Now, I can see bottom left hand, and he's probably been there a while, and I've probably not noticed it. But I think Mr. Howlett may be trying to join us. Graham, can you hear us? You're on mute if you are. If you want to give it a go and join in, if you can unmute yourself. Set pieces was even Mission Control calling Mr. Howlett. Oh, I think that's not Mr. Howlett. I think that's just Mission Control. So Graham might try to get in. That's just the sort of placeholder to get us on here. So, yeah.
I had reports from earlier in
thinking I knew what I was doing.
I had reports from earlier in the day that quite a few of our fans had struggled to get in the ground on time.
Yeah,
the police have been a bit heavy-handed outside and make it difficult for our fans to filter through unless you got there really early. So I wish everyone a safe journey back. None of the noises last night. No one's missed too much of the game.
There were reports last night. We touched on this earlier on before we came in. Obviously, it was Eintracht Frankfurt fans causing problems. How many years have I known you? That's the first time I've seen the inside of your wallet.
Harsh.
Have a look at the banknote. Is the Queen blinking?
No,
it's got king on it. I'll buy you one at the weekend to make amends for that.
I'm a regular in here. They'll take anything.
Yeah. I mean, surely it ought to be dry at least.
Far by me to blow one out, but it will be in a second.
But no, I was saying there was reports of Eintracht Frankfurt supporters provoking trouble, and you remember our friend Raquel Thomas from the Athletic, who some of these things before, being interviewed by Sky, and to his credit, and it's something we don't often hear when these reports come through, but he went to great pains to point out that the local bar owners were saying they'd all be quite happy to have West Ham back, and it was all nice until Frankfurt came in and tried to stir things up. So it's nice to hear some balanced reporting on that, because it would be quite easy. It's always quite easy to say West Ham fans in trouble again, and you and I have both been in situations. We've been at places where stuff has happened. And you think we caused World War III when we've been the injured party. So it was refreshing to see that. Anyway.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of associates out there for the game, not just the boss himself, but one was in the bar that got. Shall we say, attacked last night. And he just said that the Spanish police walked the Frankfurt fans into the area, and as soon as trouble kicked off, they went missing and wait for reinforcements to come along. So it was of their own making. But everyone also said that they got, because the price of flights rocketed as soon as a draw was made, naturally, because companies going to do that, always do. A couple of them went via Manchester, and Frankfurt fans had the same problem with the flight prices. They've gone via Manchester, and on board the plane, good-natured banter, laughs, diplomatic relations with Entente Cordiale was maintained. Just a certain element last night, hell bent on causing havoc.
Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? I can't imagine too many Eintracht fans still saw about 1976, but maybe they are.
Probably more so about Sebastian Haller.
Yeah, yeah. What a night that was, and we'll be looking for another one of those, next Thursday. So, what are your thoughts on next Thursday? Did you notice how that was almost a seamless link there, by the way? I just thought I'd throw that in there.
You've honed your game, haven't you, over the last couple of times doing this on your own? I'm deeply impressed.
It's the drugs.
Well, I didn't like to say that, but I think, as I said earlier, next Thursday, I think is going to be absolutely electric. The tie's perfectly poised. We weren't at class tonight by any means. We more than matched that team. And I think if we get Jared Bowen back fit and firing, back in that side. Although saying that, I thought Nico Vlasic had a really good first half. But we need that little extra spark that Jared Bowen provides. I think what will suit us as well is if we have a similar kind of setup where Beckham controls the back four, you've got Suchek a little bit further forward, it forces us to ask a few more questions. What we need to do is be more clinical in front of the goal, better delivery from set pieces when we get them, and not to switch off. Because that's what it cost us tonight. Bit of wastefulness in front of the goal, and we switched off for maybe 20 seconds or so. But it's going to be a great game against a really good side. It should be entertaining. There's a lot riding on it, and I think, we know there's been a lot of criticism over the London Stadium since the move, and rightly so. They'll never be like the Bowling. We know that. But when that place clicks, when that place gets noisy, when the fans get behind the team, it can half make a racket, and the atmosphere can be absolutely electric. And this is what we're going to see next week.
Yeah, I quite agree. I mean, looking at the game as a whole, I think if you turn around to me and said, it'll be 1-0, I'd definitely take that. And it says something that, given the quality of the chances, if not the quantity, it's disappointing that but 1-0, I mean, they're no mugs. Okay, they may not be the power that they have been, but they're still no mugs. They're a good side, and we weren't outclassed there. Concerns, I've got concerns at the fact that taking a minute, so we'll kind of wrap this up fairly quickly. But we weren't out fast. We paid them respect, and not too much respect. And I'm thinking that we could easily. I'm confident. Under the lights at home, I think we can do this. I'm not too downhearted. I think we scored the goal for about 10-15 minutes. We were a little bit rabbit in headlights, but we weathered that, and we came out, and again we had chances after that. So, but we've got to put the ball in the net, though. That's the only thing.
But it's another thing as well. Under David Moyes, particularly over the last 18 months, we don't go on many spells where we don't score goals. This is probably the worst conversion rate we've had since probably since lockdown, actually.
Yeah.
And it won't continue. So I expect us to win 27-0 on Sunday, then draw a blank next Thursday.
What is it with the number 27 for you, just out of interest? I mean,
I don't know. I think
42 would make sense. 27 is just mad, mate.
It's a subliminal Dimitri Payet kind of thing to creep in the back of my head.
Yeah. So yeah. So listen, I don't really sort of want to sort of extend this very much. We've got a dissenting voice, shall we say? I would say Clever Trevor is saying lucky it was 1-0. We offered no threat. Too many straight passes. Players look knackered. Yeah, a bit harsh there, Trevor. And sort of coming on here as we do from time to time. I'm funny feeling you might have totaled that out before in other games. Oh, yeah, it's a bit hard, Trevor, but you know, maybe Rio and I are a minority there. But
I get the fact that we're a tired side. We know we are. But I thought under circumstances with what is a threadbare squad, right? We all knew we need reinforcements in the January window. It just didn't happen. Yes, we looked tired, but tonight I thought, you know, and also Saturday as well. I know, obviously, both results went against us. But against two really good sides, we've more than matched our own, and we could have come away with results in both games. You know? Yes, we've been wasteful in front of goal, and I think that's the biggest problem. We're not taking the chances when we have to.
Yeah. I've just got Joe Cole on in the background there, and he's saying, you know, needs to be a bit more of an edge next week. Don't play at their rhythm, play Premier League. And I think that's a fair comment. You know, we've had to go out there and play to their beat, if you like, because yeah, it's the away leg in a European match, and going all go home Premier League at them. I think we'd have been torn a new one tonight. But
I'm just watching the same thing, and I'm just amazed Cole made it down that step without killing himself, because he was very close to coming over on his ankle.
Yeah, you see him fall over and the ball come off his backside and go in. He was the master of the comedy goal.
He's trying to. He's aiming for another deal, isn't he? Basically.
Yeah.
He's seen a gap in the market and he's trying to exploit it.
Yeah. So. Wait, he's touching the screen, waiting for the telly to collapse. How great would that be? Yeah. Scotch Hill. So, listen, I don't want to prolong all this. You know, the people watching this have suffered enough. But we'll just go for a few more. We said Clever Trevor, the Otter of Despair. Great name. Agreed with us. The tie's still open. There was a properly partisan atmosphere tonight, and most players won't have experienced. We'll have that advantage next week. Ocampos is out in the next game, of course. Managed to get himself booked, which was shooting yourself in the foot, which was quite useful for us. So let me sum up. And then we can all go and get a soothing lemon drink for our throats. So it's finished. Sevilla 1, West Ham United 0.
No lemons in here, mate.
A good performance for the most part by West Ham United, in our opinion anyway. There are dissenting voices, but good performance. Not overall 1-0. Not a bad result. I think we'd have all settled for that. And slightly disappointing, maybe that we didn't get more out of it. But all to play for on Thursday. Normally we go through what's happening on Sunday, but I think we're going to give that a miss today. I think we're all a bit tired, and you've got another fight coming, I think. Asterix and Lemonade and Sudafed. There must be a name for that cocktail. Lemonade and Sudafed. I don't know, probably I don't know, Mickey or something stupid. But anyway, there we are. West Ham doing not bad at all. I think we played well, and a good decent performance. So I think we'll call that a night. Rio, thank you very much for coming in at half time and giving me at least half a cup, being able to speak in the morning.
No problem, mate.
Much appreciated. Thank you all to everybody who came in on the stream and helped me out in the first half. This has been Eyes Up Mother Brown, a European version. We're all going to call it a night, I think. So thanks for watching and good night. And I think the screen's going to go blank with kumb.com on it for a little while until we can get the boxes listed and everything. Thanks everyone and good night.